The sewing of pointe shoes is a very personal process. Every dancer has a specific way of preparing their shoes, which is usually learned through many years of trial and error until you find what works best for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how I sew my pointe shoes. First, I prepare my ribbons and elastic. Ribbon is generally sold as one long strand and needs to be cut into 4 equal pieces. I use elastic ribbon because it feels more secure than traditional satin ribbon, but also doesn't aggravate my Achilles tendons. The ends of the ribbons will fray unless you seal them by heating the ends with a lighter, or a safer way, clear nail polish. I'm terrible with a lighter, so I usually light a candle and then hold the ribbon ends over it. I use thicker elastic around my ankles. Some dancers prefer thinner elastic or crisscross 2 strands of elastic for better support. Also needed are scissors, a needle and thread, a seam ripper in case you mess up, and of course, your pointe shoes. These are the Nicolai Novas. I usually wear Grishko Novas, but I wanted to give these a try. Also going to try out a pair of the Nicolai 3007s. This is the tail end of my thread and I need to get more, but I like to use this peach colored bead cord. It's super strong and doesn't break. I always like to sew my ribbons first. I fold about 1 inch of ribbon at the end to make a small anchor so it's easier to attach, and I center it on this middle seam so my ribbon placement is consistent. I start by sewing around the drawstring. This ensures that I won't sew into it and prevent me from tightening my shoes. I then sew around the small square of ribbon, only going through the inside fabric. This is really easy to do in Grishkos and Nicolais, but not for every kind of pointe shoe, so I'm pretty lucky. After it's securely sewn, I tie off the thread with a double knot and prepare my needle and thread for the next ribbon. I repeat this process for the 3 remaining ribbons. Now I'm ready to move on to my elastics. I like to have a bit of an anchor for the elastic as well, and I sew it the same way as my ribbons, going around the drawstring and then around the elastic, only going through the inside layer of fabric. This is just personal preference. I don't like being able to see any stitches in the satin, even though it's not noticeable from the stage. I will repeat this on the other shoe, only sewing one side of the elastic. After they're both sewn, I will put on the shoe and measure the fit around my ankle to make sure that it's tight enough. From here, I simply sew down the other side of the elastic and then repeat on the other shoe. Pointe shoes don't generally have a right or left shoe, but you can definitely notice which one feels better on one foot than the other. And once you break them in, they will mold to the shape of your feet. Once both shoes are sewn, I put them on and pull the drawstring tight, and then I trim it, but you don't want to trim too much of the drawstring off in case you need to adjust the fit later on. The whole sewing process takes about 15 minutes to half an hour, and now that my shoes are sewn and adjusted, they're good to go. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about what goes into preparing a pair of pointe shoes to be worn. Now, time to break them in.